All right, welcome into the Chase and Big Joe show live at the Omni Natural Hotel. Thank you, Parker and Jake. Great show from 9 to noon. Chase McCabe off today. The good doctor, Dr. Crane, is with me down here at the Omni, and we're ready to have fun till 3 o'clock today. It is downtown is electric right now. The SEC tournament begins tomorrow. A lot of teams arrived yesterday. Omni is the official hotel for like the SEC tournament. So a lot of administrators, presidents, athletic directors, famous people walking around the hotel. Dr. Crane, how are you, buddy?
Fantastic. Yesterday, finished up some of the pizza that I had from Salvo's. And
so good.
Delicious food. And now we're at the Omni at the Kitchen Notes and going to eat more good food. So, I mean, can't go wrong.
Downtown, this is what I like about Nashville. Downtown is a buzz because there's like conventions happening,
right?
Tournaments happening, big event happening at Geodis Park tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So it is a good time to be in downtown now, and it's windy. I know there might be some storms later on, right? We'll figure it out, right?
Yeah. As you always say in the Elvis voice, yeah, all right, man. Oh, I can't do a good voice.
What is that?
I don't know. I sound like a chain smoker mixed with something else.
You do. You sound like my grandma, who, by the way, hated me her whole life.
Oh,
great.
Don't say that, Joe.
No, she did.
Oh.
She cared about three things: Jimmy Carter, unfiltered cigarettes, and
game shows.
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune.
Who doesn't love Wheel of Fortune?
I mean,
right?
If I was drowning in a bathtub and it was the final round of Wheel of Fortune, I would be dead. That's
what, the speed route at the very end?
Yeah,
if nobody gets it right.
Well, back in the day, Wheel of Fortune, you would win, and then they would unveil this curtain, and you'd like, I want that toaster for $40, and I want that tire changer. So it was like all these things you could buy,
right? And
she would argue with the people buying those in between her cigarettes.
Interesting.
Yeah, hated me. That's fine though.
Hey, you mentioned about Nashville. You know, another good thing about this is Tennessee Titans making some splashes yesterday.
No, I'll be the one that will direct the show.
Excuse me. Wow. Okay.
No, what a day. Any signings today that happened?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
No. I can double check for you while we're going through the day,
they spent a lot of money yesterday.
Indeed, they
did. I think they spent money wisely, and I think it's good. The thing I saw last night were people yelping about Dable and Saleh getting the band back together on teams on players that help them lose.
A little concerned. I'm a little concerned by that comment because it does raise a little bit of a red flag. Meaning, you know, when Mike Vrabel would hire some of his air quote friends, I'm not saying these players are the coach's friends of some sorts, but when you have retreads that join your roster, it makes you wonder if they were a bit of a problem somewhere else. Again, I don't think they are, but there's always that little bit of a small, minute problem of, is there a concern? And I think there may be.
I'm going to absolutely disagree with you.
Why is that?
He's not bringing 11 guys on offense.
That's fair.
He brought Wan'Dale Robinson, fantastic receiver, right? The blocking tight end Bellinger. He's getting paid well, but they're all getting paid well these days. There are no more discounts. So I don't mind that as well. And then did they get another giant player? Who's the third one they got?
They got Daniel Bellinger, the tight end.
The cornerback.
And the cornerback. Yeah,
right.
Cordell Flott.
The Giants desperately wanted to keep him.
That's right.
So you took – in everything, there are good pieces. They took the good piece. Now, if he brought all 11 down here, I'm like, what are we doing here? The Giants – but you brought every team's got great player. Or plural.
There you go.
So I think they got Wan'Dale Robinson. That cornerback's pretty damn good. And then a blocking tight end who knows his role.
Let's not forget about Alontae Taylor as well.
Well, we'll get to him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now, the Jets part of this.
John Franklin Myers.
He's a hell of a player.
Was at Denver, but with Saleh in New York.
Yeah. I mean, Saleh did get fired in New York. And then so that's part of it. But still, I mean, I don't know the yelping that was going on with like, he's bringing these guys to help him lose. No, man, you brought in really good players in a new environment. I'm good with that.
Yeah, and then you also grabbed Jermaine Johnson in that 1-for-1 trade for T'Vondre Sweat. Can't forget about that as well.
Right.
So that's another retread in some aspects. But again, like you mentioned, key pieces that can help you build a roster. And right now, looking at some of excuse me, there's no mute button.
Right, there's not a mute
Can't
button.
find that. But no, looking at some of the guys that the Titans have signed from yesterday, it has here Wan'Dale Robinson, 4 years, $70 million. John Franklin Myers, 3 years, $63 million, $42 million guaranteed.
Okay.
Alontae Taylor, 3 years, $60 million, $42 guaranteed. You're talking about the cornerback Cordell Flott, 3 years, $45 million, $32 guaranteed. Daniel Bellinger, 3 years, $24 million. Austin Schlottman, 2 years, $9 million. 3.5
Is that
guaranteed.
the center?
That is the
Where
center.
was he from?
I believe New York, if I'm not mistaken. I have to
Okay.
double check on that. Let me look real quick.
All right.
Yes,
Talk
he
amongst
is from New
yourselves
York.
real quick. There you go. Brando helped me out
There's
there.
2 teams in New York.
Yeah, that's true.
What team was he from?
The Giants.
Giants.
Him and
Go
Dable.
Giants.
Yeah, they had a connection.
Sorry,
So-
I meant to clarify that.
Okay,
The Giants.
that's
what I meant.
fine.
Offensive guard Cordero Volson, 1 year, $4.2 million, and then Mitchell Trubisky, 2 years.
Who? Volson?
Yeah, Volson, Volson.
Where's he from? How did I miss that?
It was one of those underlying, acquisitions.
Where's he from?
Looking as we speak, Volson is from. If it'll open up,
I like
here,
the name. He's got like a draconian vampire name.
drafted by the Bengals. So
Where was he
go.
last year?
It was a 2022 4th-round pick. I think this is off his rookie deal. So I think he's coming from Cincinnati.
And he's a guard?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Started 48 games in his first 3 seasons with Cincinnati. Missed all of 2025 with a shoulder injury. Does that concern you?
Yes, because you're a guard. What are you doing? You're punching. Right? And you're driving people. You got to hook up. Yeah, but I mean, you could shoulder surgery. I'm okay with the shoulder surgery over a knee surgery.
My only issue is I haven't looked too much into these signings. If they have any, issues with injury, if that's one of them, I wonder what Schulman, the center. I wonder if he has any issues with injury. Or Schlottman, excuse me. I'm gonna get those confused all day.
Schlottman,
Cordell Flott, Alante Taylor, John Franklin Myers, Wendell Robinson. As far as I know, none of those guys really had much injury. I don't know if I read something about Daniel Bellinger if he had some injuries of some sort, but I'll look more into that.
I don't think they're going to give these guys guaranteed contracts. I think they're smarter than that. When Robinson drafted Farley with a bad back, I was like, oh my gosh, that is not good.
But,
or Snead with the knee injury. I mean, come on.
You can get away with it with his offensive guard, Cordell Volson. I mean, they guaranteed him $2.5 million.
Okay.
It's a $4.2 million deal. So, I mean,
that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. But I'm talking about big deals, though. Can't do that.
No, not at all. But I think they spent money wisely. I mean, and again, I am on the board of saying figure out somehow to do a trade with the Cardinals at 3. Do it for me. Just do it for me. Give up next year's number 1. I don't care what you want to do. The time is now. You mean to tell me on Sunday when that team takes the field with Reuben Bain, Jeremiah Love, and this cast of free agencies they've brought in, it's not a better team already?
Oh, I think, definitely a better team already. But if you go and give away your first-round pick next season, you better be ready to be active and trade into the first round next year as well.
Why? What if Reuben Bain exceeds all expectations?
I'm not talking about defense-wise. I get you signed Wendell Robinson, but if you can go grab a Jeremiah Smith, again, you talk about drafting playmakers. That guy has been balling out since his freshman year at Ohio State.
What if he blows his knee out this year?
Again, that's all hearsay. But as of right now, on paper, I'm saying you got to make sure that guy is available next year in the draft, and you trade what you can to go get him.
Oh, all right.
It's a playmaker.
I politely disagree because I'm about the now.
No,
Give me the now.
I'm saying you can be in the now, but just be ready to risk it a little bit next season and go give away some draft capital for a guy in the first round.
They're not doing what I would like for them to do. It worked out for the Texans, but they're not going to do that.
The reason why I'm in the boat, and I'm not trying to look too far into the future, Joe, is the Titans in years past when they would have all this capital to choose from, they'd be conservative with that money. They'd say, wait a minute, we got to go buy Cheetos and whatever down the street instead of going to get a $60 million guy. Now they're spending the money, and like you mentioned, they're doing it wisely. So again, if they know how to do it wisely and they're spending it at free range, you can go be risky next season. I know you can.
I ain't worried about next season. I'm worried about now.
Well, if you're a GM, you're thinking of the now, but you got to think about the future as well. Yes? No?
What's that do? You only guarantee the day, buddy.
Yes, I know, Joe.
All
but
right.
You got to start, calculating your moves. It's like chess. You got to calculate your moves going forward.
You play chess?
No.
Then why are you talking about chess then?
Because everybody uses it. I play checkers. Some people may think my logic is checkers worthy, but you know what? I disagree.
That I don't. That is just. I'm trying to process that in my brain. Isn't
What?
it chess over checkers?
Yes, but people are probably thinking, they're listening like, wait a minute, this guy's definitely a checkers guy. Well, let me tell you right now, my moves are for chess, even though I don't play chess.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm all about getting guys now.
Oh, that's fine.
You're not guaranteed next year who you can get. But if you get a Ruben, but you're going to pass up a Ruben Dane.
No, I'm with you, Joe. Yes, go ahead and go grab Ruben Bain and Jeremiah Love if you want.
Why
They're
not,
playmakers.
Man?
They're going to be difference makers.
The Rams have given up so many first rounders. They've had one since 2016. Since I think Jared Goff was when Fisher at 16. Then they started trading everybody off. They Jared Verse in 24.
Mm-hmm.
So they go out and get guys. I mean, I heard something today on NFL Network, which I thought was smart about the Seahawks.
Okay.
They're taking the Belichick approach, right? Not cheating on other teams, but they're taking the approach like, let some of your big stars go and get a lot of money elsewhere. You keep a few pieces here and there. You draft well and build. And I'm making Kenneth Walker gone. They keep Rashid Shaheed, right? They kept him.
Rashid Shaheed.
But let some of those guys go and keep the few important parts that are there with you and build around that. And the Rams have done that. I mean, and they are wildly successful. They're getting guys who are proven. They don't have to worry about whether they're going to make it or not. And they know you got to spend money.
Yeah, and they spent a lot of money on Trent McDuffie because they know they needed some secondary help. So they like you said, they went after proven talent. And they've reloaded.
Yeah, and he's good to go. I mean, that's just really – I like the way of thinking right there. Rams are playing chess, not checkers.
Have you ever played chess, Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I played this weekend in a tournament down in Mississippi.
God, I'm proud of you.
Came in third.
Really?
Yeah.
I
motivate the team. I mean, I took the bishop aside. I said, look, man, we're going to win today because of you. Now, bring your effort. Now, the queen didn't do as much. And what's the guy that can jump? Looks like a tower. What's that?
Yeah, you played chess, all right. Yeah.
What's the guy that can only go diagonally into the side, or no, he can go straight or forward or backwards?
Court gesture?
No. How do I not know this?
You're the chess expert.
You got the pawn up front, right? The pawns. That's what you are. You're a pawn.
Oh, gee, thanks.
You got the horse that only can move it in an L shape. The rook. That's it.
Rook.
The rook.
You got the king, queen, bishop, knight, rook, and a pawn.
Yeah, the rook, right? So that's it. I can't play chess to save my – Yahoo used to have a thing you play chess against people around the world. And there was some dude in Argentina that used to play me in chess, and he would just destroy me. They sent a private note and says, hey, you want to play for money? And I blocked him. I ain't playing. What?
You want to be a MySpace friend and then go, block.
I'm not doing that. Let you beat me on chess. I'm not that stupid. I mean, I am, but I'm not going to do that.
Right.
All right, our question of the day. Do you want to do the one about the car?
Whatever.
So our question of the day brought to you by Aries Tactical.
That is true. Aries Tactical. Aries Tactical is the question of the day sponsor. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. First-time shooters shoot free. Just tell them Chase sent you. Check them out at ariestactical.com. Aries Tactical.
Spell Aries for me.
A-R-E-S.
Okay, not like the Zodiac.
No.
A-R-E-S Tactical. We had the owner here last week with this great guy. So our question of the day is, and this I'm getting a little bit fascinated by this. Have you been in one of these driverless cars lately, and what was your reaction? I have not been in one, but I'm reading some things. People either absolutely love it or they think it's the worst thing on the planet. I read one where the driverless car wasn't stopping at red lights, right? That's a problem, is it not?
I actually experienced that firsthand.
So tell us what happened.
I was passing the South Precinct to kind of go home over by the station, and there was one of those, I guess, I don't want to name the name of it because whatever, but it's one of the white cars. They have, sensors everywhere, cameras everywhere.
Is that a Waymo?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And so it's going to turn right, and it stops at the stoplight, but it does a Hollywood stop. And
what does that mean?
Hollywood stop means it's like kind of like a yield sign sort of. So it's a red light. You're supposed to stop all the way. It stops, and then it starts gliding through the light.
So a rolling stop.
Yeah, Hollywood stop, rolling stop,
okay.
Same thing.
I like
but
that.
It's green light for me, so I have to go, so I'm going straight. I had to stop abruptly in the middle of the four-way intersection. And there's a cop car pulling out of the station and looks at it. I'm like, can you pull it over? No. That's a big issue.
That is a big issue.
Thank you.
Yeah, how do you get, if he runs a red light, who do you ticket?
Exactly.
All right. There's one that passed by the Omni earlier with a guy in the backseat, nobody driving. I'm fascinated by this.
Wouldn't it be funny if this company started to put little technicians in the driver's seat, but they're not driving? They just have to sit there. So if the car does something wrong, then they have to pull the car over. And the technician takes over. It's just To me, it's stupid. I don't see the thing into
So
it.
are you gonna? Would you do it if you order a car and a car
Nope.
driverless car? You wouldn't get in it.
Nope. That's like getting stuck in an elevator. Nope. No.
What if the driverless car kidnapped you and locked the door? You screwed.
Guess what? I'm going to have a pocket knife on me. I'm breaking that glass door and I'm jumping out.
Right.
Look, I'll be okay to take a few scratches on my forearm.
So
I know how to land.
So if a driver tries to kidnap me, I can punch him from the back seat, right? I can try to choke it. But if it's
There's no driver.
but a driverless car, exactly. If they try to lock the door, you're screwed.
Yeah. I've seen some terrible videos, Joe. People that get stuck in like a Walmart parking lot and it's just going in circles. I'm going to miss my flight. I'm going to miss my flight.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and they're calling like 1-800 number and nobody's responding. I'm sorry, sir. We're trying to get this all situated. I'm getting car sick. They're all going crazy because it's going in a circle.
Up.
Yeah.
All right, 615-737-1025, 615-737-1025. Call or text. We'll hear from you. Have you been in a driverless car, and what was your experience? Or will you get in one? We'll continue reacting and talk about the Tennessee Titans. Also, a local high school product signed a nice big deal today in the NFL.
Oh.
A nice big deal. I'm a big fan of him. I love guys who grew up in Middle Tennessee, played high school football here. This young man has made an impact in NFL. Undrafted.
Oh.
We'll tell you who it is and what's going on. We're live at the Omni National Hotel. Dr. Crane, Big Joe with you here till 3 o'clock today. Brando, take it away, buddy.
Oh, that's great.
Welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe Show with Dr. Crane live from the Omni Nashville Hotel. Our question today is, have you been in a driverless car? What was your experience? Would you do it again, or something you'd never, ever, ever do again? Our text line is loaded up with this. 615-737-1025. 5593 says they actually did like 6 months of trials with techs in the cars, then got rid of them.
Yeah, I've seen people with little like traffic vest on inside there sitting in there. They still do it. So I guess they're still doing the trials.
But I don't want to ride with somebody I don't know.
Then what's the point of a taxi, Joe?
Well, it's my taxi. Wes in Clarksville, I've seen video the day where a self-driving car was blocking the lane for an ambulance with the lights and sirens on. The car couldn't figure out what to do. Oh, man. All right.
Go get a tech.
Yeah, what's the tech going to do?
Exactly.
Get in the seat and drive it around? I don't know.
I feel like those cars would be overruled. You know how when you go, you're driving.
That's the problem.
Like the driver's test.
Right.
You have the driving instructor on the passenger side, but he still has access to move the wheel, stop, and start all the above. Why not do that with the Waymos or whatever they are?
9355 says there was a video that went viral of a cop in Arizona that pulled one over. When he approached the window, the windows went down, and the OnStar system basically called an operator to talk to the cop because there's no one to ticket. All right, that's a problem, right?
You know what? You know what I would do, Joe, to solve this problem? I would, if you're a cop, I think if you have to ticket one of these cars, double it. Make it 300 instead of 150.
Okay.
Why would that
But who are you ticketing?
The company.
All right.
You write down the license plate number, and you digitally send them a ticket. And guess what? If that ticket to them is like, oh, my goodness, that's a lot of money,
right,
they'll stop these. That's how you'll stop this.
Craig says, I don't even like the safety features on new cars like lane assist, so I would walk before I got in the car with no driver. Amen to that, Craig. Yeah, I just don't that's interesting. You put a good point, all right? Say that I'm a tech, right, in one of these companies, right, and I don't like you. And I know that you got in my car, right, in one of my driverless cars, and I control the car. Why can't I just like, all right, you're going to be late today, Nick?
I mean, that's what they're kind of doing right now. That's what I think they're doing.
I don't want anything having access to my car. Nothing.
That's why I drive a car that's prehistoric.
Same.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah.
Look, if people want taxi services, how about we incorporate more funding for the taxi service? Call, say, hey, can you pick me up at XYZ location? May take 20 extra minutes. I mean, that's what the Ubers are and stuff. That's what that's for.
Right.
But at the same time, there's no need for a driverless car. I'm sorry. Like, there's an enjoyment of driving a car. You roll your windows down, you listen to 102.5 The Game, or you listen to some nice music. You're not doing that in a driverless car. You're basically praying, and you hope that you get to your point A to point B.
I'm with you. You're right. All right. Continue letting us know, 615-737-1025. All right. Our man from Brentwood Academy High School, Dawson Knox, has re-signed with the Buffalo Bills. I think he's a great story. He's a great young man, and he's awesome. Knox was set to account for $17 million in cap space this year, with $12 million due in cash. Cutting him would have saved the Bills about $10 million. Instead, the Bills found a way to keep the 7-year veteran who desired to play and continue working with tight ends coach Rob Barras and new head coach Joe Brady. Barras has been promoted this season to the Bills' run game coordinator. So they're not revealing the details of what he got going on here, but good for Dawson Knox to remain. I'd love to see Dawson Knox as a Titan, but that's not going to happen. But he got a 3-year contract. So I'm sure it's worth pretty good money, but I like the local boys. Now we'll see where Juwan Jennings signs. He's up next, and see the former Blackman High School product, former Tennessee Vol, where he heads to. Someone said we'd speculate Carolina.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. That'd be good for him.
Because they got McMillan, who's a great receiver, and then
they have Jimmy Horn as well from Colorado.
Jimmy Horn.
Yep.
So Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care.
I don't care, man.
Right? Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care. What if we did care?
Then Jimmy wouldn't be cracked corn.
We'd care about what kind of corn he's cracking.
Yeah.
Family show, Brando. So good for Juwan. If Juwan, that's a good spot for him. It's nothing's been said or nothing like that. But
what about the whole Mike Evans deal that went down yesterday with the 49ers? Does that help or does that hurt a Juwan Jennings?
I think who's the guy that's lost his mind, the receiver?
Antonio Brown?
No. Ayuk.
Oh, Brandon Ayuk. Yeah.
He's
yeah.
gone off the deep end. I
Yep.
hope he gets help. So who do you got out there?
I mean, Ricky Pearsall, the guy out of Florida.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So keep Juwan.
I mean, but he's going to cost a lot. That's the issue.
It's costing a lot everywhere, right? What did I tell you yesterday?
Yeah, it's not my money. Not my money.
It's not my money, man. Yeah. I think Juwan would be a great asset. Panthers are pretty good, but you know, the Dolphins. I mean, they need a nice little tough guy to pair with Malik Willis. I mean, there's options for Juwan Jennings, but home is always good.
You know what they say from Joe Dirt? Home is where you make it.
Home is where you make it. All right, we'll take another break. We'll come back. Jim Wyatt from the Titans is going to join us, give us a little insight of what went down yesterday with the free agents. We love talking to Jim. We'll get more with him coming up next. This is the Chasing Big Joe Show live at the Omni Nashville Hotel right here on 102.5 The Game. Our next guest used to hit the floor at Heartthrob Cafe to this back at Fountain Square in the late 80s. Welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe Show, live at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Let's welcome in our good friend from TennesseeTitans.com, Jim Wyatt will join us. Jim, good afternoon, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great. I thought I might hear a little Anita Baker Raptor, but you're playing the Gap band. You dropped the bomb on me, and you're right. I did used to stand forth the Heartthrob Cafe. I'm looking out my window right now over the lake, Aimlet, where the Heartthrob Cafe used to be located. So you had to have a little card to get in there back in the day.
Isn't it crazy? I mean, we're talking the late 80s, and that place was the destination to go in Nashville.
Yes, it was. And then became, I guess, the Ace of Clubs. Did you frequent the Ace of Clubs much during the day?
Heck yeah. Absolutely, we did. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of places in Nashville that don't exist anymore, but we're certainly back in those days.
Oh, yeah. And then the Wrangler came open on Murfreesboro Road, and we all went out there because we all got in the country. So it was a never-evolving landscape of nightclubs, Jim. But you were a good man. You didn't partake in much of that, unlike myself.
Well, I actually did. The problem I had is, like, when I was in high school or, in my late teens, I looked like I was about 14 years old. So I had trouble getting to places. And then when I was 25, 26, I looked like I was about 18 years old. So everybody thought my real ID was a fake ID. But I used to manage my way into those places. I wasn't much of a two-step dancer or anything like that. But I enjoyed the night scene back in the day.
You know, what's funny is I tell people all the time, nobody went downtown. There were no honky-tonks. Nobody went downtown. Everybody stayed out of downtown. And now, had this been around when I was 22 or 23, I'd be in jail.
Yeah, you're right. Closest was probably the Exit Inn. I went to the Exit Inn all the time to see Mel in the 40 hats. That's an NBA guy that used to be a lead singer in that, but that Father Ryan guy actually helped support the NBA guy get through the nightclub scene back in the day. But Exit Inn was probably one of it. The Ace of Clubs, as I mentioned earlier, that was one downtown spot people went to. But the only reason I went downtown back then on a date was maybe go to the Spaghetti Factory.
God, you are so correct about that. That's a long time ago. All right, let's talk a little football. A good day, Jim, yesterday for the Titans. Look, I'm on record. I'm a big Robert Saleh fan. I like Mike Berganzi. I like what they're doing. I think yesterday was a good day for the Titans. Let's start off. Wan'Dale Robinson, I mean, fills a need there. They went after, they targeted him. I just think that's a solid guy in free agency to now become a Tennessee Titan.
Yeah, you're right. And then before I get talking on these guys, I guess I probably need a disclaimer on here so I don't get in trouble with the two guys you mentioned. We haven't technically announced these yet because they have not officially signed. They have not passed the physical. These guys are expected to come to town this week. Once that happens, you'll see a flood of activity on my Twitter feed and on TennesseeTitans.com. Right now, I guess they've agreed to terms for the Schefters and the Rappaports and the Pelisaros of the world. But because it's out there, I'm going to speak as if these are going to come to fruition, barring anything unexpected. And Wan'Dale Robinson, I liked him when he was at Kentucky. I know he started off at Nebraska, went to Kentucky, was really good in college, and then with the Giants, he's been a proven slot receiver who knows how to get open. Yeah, he may not, they still may need help at that position, but he could be one of the top 3-5 slot receivers in the league. And if you're a quarterback like Cam Ward, who's looking for guys who can get open quick and catch the football, he's a guy that can do it.
Jim Wyatt's on the line with us here on the Chase and McJoe Show. Jim, looking at some of these other signings that have been reported online, backup quarterback Mitchell Trubisky, obviously Will Levis still on the roster, but as for a guy that has been with Brian Daboll in the past, I assume this is a good continuity move.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he has experience in the league. He has been a starter before, but obviously more recently he has been a backup. He knows what the role is there. I think he'd be great for Cam in the room. I always liked Will Levis. I think he's a good kid. I think he's got talent. He had some opportunities, made some mistakes. Obviously, injuries affected him. Remains to be seen how that plays out, but you have to assume Mr. Trubisky's coming here to be Cam Ward's primary backup, and I think that's a good room. And I know Mike McCormick at the Combine just talked about the value of having a veteran quarterback in a room with Cam, who's just going into year 2, and Trubisky, I think, is someone who can help him during the week, but also help the team if he's needed on Sundays.
Yeah, absolutely. And another guy on the defensive side of the ball is John Franklin Myers. To me, I like this just on paper because he kind of has the same stature almost as a guy like Jeffrey Simmons. He's 6'4", 288, 290, and it's kind of a little different from a guy like Tavondre Sweat, who carried a little bit more weight to him, kind of just plugged the middle of the field. Whereas for this system that Robert Saleh likes to run on defense, it fits well.
Yeah, and obviously Robert Saleh knows him very well. I was at the combine when the Tavondre Sweat, Jermaine Johnson trade was reported, and that should be official hopefully at the end of this week as well. But a lot of the Jets riders were coming up to me at the combine and saying, hey, I can pretty much guarantee you that Saleh's going after John Franklin Myers, he was within the Jets, obviously got traded to the Broncos, but a versatile guy, really good at being disruptive, affecting the quarterback. I noticed Jeffrey Simmons already has commented on his reported move, so I think a really good fit on that defensive line, and one of these guys who I think will be help build a culture here as well.
Talking to Jim White, TennesseeTitans.com. Jim, again, I like the disclaimer at the beginning because these aren't official yet, although they've been reported across the league and league-wide. But reading the story about Cordell Flott out of New York, how the Giants were ready to sign him up in 11th hour, he's now become a Tennessee Titan. I think it says to the power of what Robert Saleh is building here, because I'm a huge Robert Saleh fan, the fact that they got a guy that the Giants wanted to desperately keep who's now going to come here. You've talked to Saleh. I know you sense a different kind of vibe around the building because of Robert Saleh.
Oh, no question. I mean, he's going to hold guys accountable. He certainly, loves preaching a certain style and certain mindset to his defenders. I think you're talking about Cordell Flott or you're talking about Alontae Taylor, who I'm sure we'll get to. These corners look at the Titans secondary and they know that there's an opportunity here. They also know the way Robert Saleh wants his defenders to play and think that there's a good fit there. So Flott has played. He's played inside. He's played out. I think he's probably transitioning more of an outside corner of late, but a really good player and somebody who is coming off his best year in the pros.
Yeah, and you brought up Alontae Taylor, too, as well, allegedly. I like using that news word, allegedly going to sign with the Titans starting tomorrow. Look, I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of guys who grew up here in Middle Tennessee. He went to Coffee County High School, great career at Tennessee, did a great job with the Saints. But he's a guy that got experience. He's coming home. I think this is a win-win, Jim, for the Titans and for what Robert Saleh is trying to piece together.
I do too, and I have to say I don't usually use allegedly in these cases because it's like it's got like a law criminal
right?
connotation there that maybe a guy's allegedly been charged with this crime, but he has allegedly agreed to terms with the Titans, as you put it, and I like the way he plays. I mean, he is very active. All you got to do is put in the tape of the Titans Saints game from this past year, and he was making plays from all over the field. I don't know if you follow the End Zone Boys on Twitter, but they're the rowdy group that sits down, the Dickerson Boys. They sit down in the corner of the end zone. I guess that's the south corner of the end zone, and they razz these guys all game long. And they were razzing him before last year's game, and then they posted a tribute video to him this morning just saying this guy's a baller. So if you know you've earned those guys' respect, then you're doing something right. And they were showing highlights of his game against the Titans last year, and he made plays on like 4 or 5 balls in that game. So he's very active, very good at breaking up passes, really good instincts. I like him coming out of Tennessee, as you mentioned. I think he's a Coffee County product. So he's a really good player who's a guy you can just plug in and count on.
Jim, kind of going back to the offensive side of the ball here, expected at this point, allegedly, as Joe likes to use it. Center Austin Schlottman and offensive guard Cordell Volson, those guys are on a 2-year deal and a 1-year deal, reported online. Where do you see the Titans potentially for Titans fans? Can they expect more additions to this offensive line and free agency before the draft?
I think so, and whether it's and it could come in both. I mean, I think they still need some depth. They still need competition I think when you look at both of these guys, I don't know that anything's guaranteed to them. Coming in here, Slotman, I would think they'd be in a position to be this team's starting center and replace Lloyd Cushenberry, but he's going to have to earn it. Bolson, he sat out last year with the shoulder procedure, but before that, he was a regular starter for the Bengals. I mean, he was drafted. He started as a rookie, played more snaps than anybody on that Bengals offensive line as a rookie, and then just kind of maintained that left guard spot. So he's going to have a great chance to win it. But again, coming off injury, he's probably going to have to compete with some other folks for that job. And, looking at those deals, I would anticipate you've got some similar guys coming in here just to make them earn it. And that's a position. The draft, the team has got, I think, 9 picks, and I see what's still left. I definitely count that interior O-line depth and competition among areas that still need to be addressed.
And obviously the big news of Wan'Dale Robinson yesterday. Can Titans fans also expect some more from that wide receiver room coming forward?
I think so. I mean, I still be looking for more help there. You've got some promising young guys, and like Io Manor and obviously Tim DK and some other guys in the mix who I'm looking at the rest of my list. I mean, Van Jefferson is an unrestricted free agent. Mason Kinsey's still on the roster. Bryce Oliver is an exclusive right free agent. Crochet unrestricted. Restrepo, Ridley, those guys are both unrestricted. We'll see how things play out during the rest of this offseason as far as who's in, who's out. But I don't think that is a completed group by any measure. And so I think you'll see help come still in free agency in some regard, the draft, undrafted free agents, and it's early. Keep in mind, we haven't even technically started free agency yet. So there's still time to build on that group.
Jim, I love the signing of Mitchell Trubisky. I love the fact that you've got a guy who's familiar with Brian Dable's offense who can be like that coach on the field for Cam Ward. I think that was a great signing. And look, you're not asking Trubisky, hopefully not come in and, win 16 games for you. But if he needs to get plugged in, he knows the terminology, he knows the offense. He's a guy that can kind of keep the game flowing. I just think that's allegedly a great signing for the Tennessee Titans.
It is funny you keep using the allegedly term when we're talking about our time on the streets growing up. But you're right. I mean, and I'm not meaning to throw shade on Brandon Allen by any stretch, but when the Titans brought in Brandon Allen last year and he ended up serving as Cam's backup a good portion of the season, you had a guy who was relatively unproven, and he got a chance to play. Obviously didn't go real well. Trubisky has played. Again, he was a starter. He was a second overall pick in the draft. He was a regular starter. He's worked behind some good quarterbacks, including Josh Allen last year. Is smart, familiar with Brian Dable's offense. And he's not going to be coming in here with the mindset that he is competing with Cam. I mean, I think he obviously is going to put himself in a position to be ready to play if needed, but he's not. He's going to help Cam, and he's going to be a good guy to have in the room. And again, if you need him, I think he's capable of coming in and helping you. So I like that move. But again, kind of remains to be seen what it means for Will. But I think you got a really good backup who is already up to speed with the system, and that's a good thing.
Jim, when you have your little meeting with Coach Sala and Mr. Bargant, you tell them the Big Joe said he's a big fan of what they're doing so far, if you don't mind.
Well, I know that'll give him an extra little bouncing step to hear that.
Hey, Jim, real quick.
I'd give him a copy of your book, too. I've still got your book on my bedside table. Maybe I'll let him remind him of the way things used to be here in Nashville.
There you go, buddy. Thank you for that. That'd be the best. Hey, real quick, our question of the day. You've been traveling the last 2-3 months all across the country. Have you been in a driverless car yet?
No, but I saw them all over San Francisco because the week of the Super Bowl is the week that the Metro Police Department announced that Waymos were coming to Nashville. And I watched them. I actually shot a video that week. I was out there kind of letting people know that they were coming. I get mixed reviews on them. I will say when I was in an Uber or in a Lyft, a lot of those drivers knew how to handle those driverless cars. Like if you lay the horn on those, if you're in traffic and you've got one of those driverless cars in the right lane trying to merge, all you got to do is just hammer that horn and they won't go anywhere. So you run the risk if you get inside of one of those things that you could be stuck trying to get into traffic for 30 minutes because nobody's letting them in. And I heard some, these Uber and Lyft drivers tell you all kinds of stories about how they just get spun around in traffic and they'll stop in the middle of traffic. So not great reviews from those guys. Obviously, they're competing with them. I've talked to other people who describe it as like a Zen experience. You get in there, you have to talk to anybody. The music's great. It's clean. So they're coming. I'll be curious just to see how people receive them in Nashville.
Jim White works for the TennesseeTitans.com, inside investigative reporter on driverless cars. I love it, Jim. Thank you.
Yeah, and you may be safe on those. I have to say, we had the Titans went on that London trip a couple of years ago, and my Uber driver got in a pretty bad wreck right on Baker Street in London. So at that point, I think I had a driverless car because the guy was hardly paying attention. He got a side swipe.
Good Lord. Well, I'm glad you're safe, Jim. I'm glad for that, buddy.
I got out kind of like Fred Stanford, kind of limped out of the car. Was looking for a neck brace. Like I was trying to make it. He got a little bit nervous. I think I did get a report from Uber that waived my fee on that trip.
Jim, real quick, I know you're a big Dodgers fan. No Freddie Freeman, no Mookie Betts in the World Baseball Classic. I assume you've caught a little bit of Shohei Ohtani, right?
A little bit, but I have to say I haven't embraced that World Baseball Classic as much as others. Like I just don't want my guys to get hurt. I thought you asked me if the Dodgers were ruining baseball, and I was going to tell you that everybody else is ruining baseball. The Dodgers are doing exactly what I want them to do. Their owner is being aggressive. They're going to get players. All these cheapskate owners who are trying to trade their players before they command big money, they're the ones who are ruining baseball. But I know that wasn't the question you asked me, Nick, but I just thought I'd chime in before that was the next one.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm a Cardinals fan. You know where I stand on all this. They're just offering $29 tickets for unlimited food, so they need the people in the stands. So there's definitely polar opposites. But I'm with you. I think teams should still be, spending money. It's just a matter of wanting to do it.
That's right. I hope we can get Joe on board with that line of thinking.
We'll try.
I don't know, man. If Dale Murphy gets in the Hall of Fame, Jim, I'm back in baseball. But until then, I'm out.
Yeah, my roommates in college were the biggest Dale Murphy fans out there. That was I used to give him grief. I forget what commercial Dale was in for drinking those chocolate milkshakes back in the day. But I used to give him a lot of grief on that. That's back when we were drinking Milwaukee's Best.
That's right. That's right. $3 for a case. I think it's up to $4 now, Jim. So we're good. It's all we need, man. Hey, brother, I appreciate you, man. I hope you're doing well. Thank you as always. And wait, Thursday night. Will we see you Thursday night?
Will be. I'm planning to be there, but boy, it's just a crazy day. I'm looking forward to this event Thursday. But when you've got your team signing 8 free agents and potentially signing some of your own and a lot of other stuff going on, that's a tough day. I'm hoping nothing keeps me from being out there because it should be a fun night. But boy, busy week.
Yeah, right. All right, Jim, thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. Have a good day.
Okay, y'all have a good one.
All right, Jim White, TennesseeTitans.com, the best.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
The best. And you're biased. He's a Ryan guy. That's okay.
Hey.
It's all right.
Is that a problem?
It's not a problem. We had some – at high school, Ryan and McGavick had some great battles back in the day.
Yeah.
Came up on the short end of many of them, but that's all right, though.
You used to play at Old Greer Stadium.
We played Ryan at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
In the 80s.
It went, Vandy, at Father Ryan at one point on natural grass, and then went to Old Greer Stadium.
That was terrible at Greer.
Yeah, in the right field.
Terrible. Did y'all play?
No,
y'all had a home field.
Yeah, when I got there, they had the whole Jim Carroll athletic facility.
Okay.
But I just remember as a kid going to Old Greer Stadium, tailgating with a bunch of people, going into the stadium, and it was brutal.
I mean, you kicked an extra point. The ball hits a train off Chestnut Street and was gone. But it was great back in the day playing Ryan at Vanderbilt. I mean, you're on turf field and It's a good time back then. All right, we'll come back. We'll be a short break then. Tim Hassebeck, top of the hour, our buddy.
Tim.
We'll do that. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show with Dr. Crane live at the Omni Nashville Hotel right on 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe Show live at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Many thanks to Jim Wyatt, TennesseeTitans.com. Jim is simply the best. We always appreciate his time every time he comes on the show with us. All right, a few Tim Hassebeck at 1 o'clock, ESPN. ESPN, Tim Hassebeck, right? Yes. On the big screen, he's going to join us for 1 to 1:30, talk about the latest and free agency, what's going on. You guys are weighing in big time on our question of the day. Have you been in a driverless car? 615-737-1025. I love this from 4312. Just wait for the robocars to start running people over or into other cars. By the time the lawsuits start rolling in, there won't be a company left. Thank you, 4312. 0247 says, where's all the flying cars we were promised in the 80s? Right, with the Jetsons? You didn't watch the Jetsons.
The Jetsons, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was on Boomerang.
All right. And there's more here. There's a video that went viral all about the cop in Arizona that pulled the one over that he went to give a ticket. Nobody's there. And OnStar called some operator. And does the operator get the ticket then?
It's a great question.
Right?
I mean, whose record does it go on? There has to be a driving record to somebody.
Oh, that's a great point. Right?
Like, it can't just be the company's driving record. Because if that's the case, then you get penalized so many different driving records, and then
Right.
they suspend your license.
So what do you think about when Jim said the other Uber drivers, they honk nonstop and the robocar and the cars stop?
I was crying, laughing in my head.
Right.
Because
That's like a teenager. You honk and they start crying and they panic and they don't move.
if you take those little driverless cars in New York, no driverless cars moving at all.
Right.
Because they're just going to be, oh my goodness.
As much as I like to lay on the horn around here,
no, I don't think it would work at all.
and then who do you road rage against if it's a driverless car?
I don't. Again, these are all valid questions. I don't know.
I want to see when they come full force here to Nashville, because Nashville drivers, man, we've become bitter and angry.
Yeah, I feel like I've turned into a New York driver a little bit. People are saying, "Oh my goodness, is this how you guys drive in the South?" I'm like, "No, it's how other people drive in the South."
Yeah,
people that come out of town come to Nashville.
Right
here in the South, we roll our window down, wave at you. Thanks for letting me in the turn lane. We don't go and flip you off unless you do something terrible.
Right,
not
yet.
Not yet.
To do all that, but I just think that's a. Rebecca says, "I've been in a Waymo and I love it. No driver to tip."
Oh, here we go again with the tip.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Come on, Rebecca.
Hair Builder Henry says, "I have ridden in a car with my daughters. Yes, I've been a driverless car." Thank you, Henry. All right, we'll take a break. Continue your reaction about driverless cars. 615-737-1025. Up next, our buddy from ESPN, Tim Hassebeck, will join us. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show with Dr. Crane right here at the Omni Nashville Hotel on 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe Show, live at the Omni Nashville Hotel in downtown Nashville. Chase McCabe off today. Dr. Crane with me. Let's get right to it. We wait all week for this guy because he's simply the best. Let's bring in ESPN's Tim Hassebeck to join us. Tim, good afternoon, my man. How are we?
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I will tell you, I was in a chicken restaurant in Hattiesburg, Mississippi on Friday while my granddaughter played, and I'm watching you on ESPN, and I'm thinking, isn't life great? Tim Hasselbeck, my granddaughter, chicken. I mean, it was the best day, Tim.
I'm sure it made your year. I'm sure you needed to see me, I'm sure.
I was like, I told my granddaughter, I said, look, sweetheart, that's Tim Hasselbeck. She's like, that looks like Grandpa. I'm like, no, stop it. Tim, let's start off with free agency yesterday. Let's start with something that probably not you think where I'm going to start. Mitchell Trubisky coming in as the backup. I love it. You've talked about being a coach on the field, knowing the system, and I think the Titans got that Mitchell Trubisky. Do you like that signing?
I do. I think, we've talked about, where they stand with Will Levis. It obviously gives them a bunch of flexibility there. You're not paying Trubisky. If you just look at the money, if they kept all three quarterbacks, the money that's being, spent at the quarterback position is certainly, not a significant amount when you consider a rookie deal, or really two rookie deals and then Trubisky in a backup role. So it gives you flexibility on, Will Levis and, the ability to trade him. If it also brings in, somebody that's worked with Brian Daboll and so is going to, have a knowledge of the offense, has been around the league enough and been a starter. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it was a good move. And I think, much like a lot of players that the Titans decided to sign, there was a history with, coaches, which usually is a good sign.
Tim Hassebeck's on the line with us here on the Chase and McJoe Show. Tim, they let me out of the crate today. I get to ask a few questions here and there. Looking at the Titans' potential sign, well, going to be signing tomorrow, but Wan'Dale Robinson, we just got done talking with Jim Wyatt, and I asked him, if the Titans think done at that position. He kind of went to say no. They might still be a little active there. Where do you see, the fit of Wan'Dale Robinson in this offense, along with potential moves in the future?
Yeah, I would not think that they are, done addressing the position. Just because I don't know that it would come across as a position of just, crazy strength. And I think they want to, put people around, the quarterback in order to have success. Now, I think Robinson's a really interesting player. We talked about him last week. He's small, and it's hard for guys to make it in the league if you're small. But at over, I think he had like nearly 140 targets a year ago, 90 catches, 90 plus catches. I think where he fits is he is a guy that's really good inside, really good, on throws around the line of scrimmage, good with the ball in his hands, and maybe just a little bit better than you would think that he would be playing outside, tracking the football, stuff like that. So, I think that when you sign a receiver like him, there's clearly a role. There's clearly, an area that, they would like him to major in. It's no different than Danny Amendola or Wes Welker or, some of these guys that play in the slot and just, gobble up, catches. But, you need 90 catches to go over 1,000 yards. So that would be one of the reasons I think that they'll be in the market for an outside receiver, for bigger receivers. But the fact that Brian Daboll so quickly in free agency wanted to add him after, just being with him, I think speaks to, what he thought of him as a player in his time in New York.
And then what do you think about Daniel Bellinger, another Giants guy coming with Brian Daboll to Nashville? It just seems like he fits his scheme and just the way I guess he'll be able to open up Wan'Dale Robinson in the open field. Is that kind of the true assessment there?
Well, and I think, he's, 6'5", 255. He's going to be probably more, considered as an inline, blocking tight end.
Right.
but was, what was, more than serviceable in the passing game. And so, I think what you have there is kind of a true tight end. And, similar thing, those guys are hard to find. So when, you have experience with somebody like that you feel like, look, he can put his hand on the ground, he can hold up in the run game. We certainly, view him as adequate or better in the passing game. I think guys like that, you can see them latch on and, end up playing for a long time when a coach, kind of knows their skill set. So that's how I would see Bellinger.
Tim Hassebeck is with us from ESPN here on the Chase and Big Joe Show. Titans went after 2 cornerbacks, Alante Taylor and Cordell Flott. Tim, I really like the Flott signing because the Giants desperately wanted him back. And I guess Robert Saleh said, look, we're building something pretty cool down here in Nashville. I want you to be a part of this. They kind of took him away. I think he's a good corner, and I think that really says a lot about Robert Saleh's building here, Tim, in Nashville.
Yeah, and, Flott's over 6 feet tall. Taylor's 6 feet tall as well. I do think that there is there are certain coaches that really, really, tend to like these corners that have length. And, I think it's one of the reasons Tyreek Woolen, from Seattle is one of those guys that I think the market, was going to be strong for him, which clearly it was. And Saleh fits that mold. I mean, there's a reason that, when Saleh was in San Francisco, they went after Richard Sherman. And so, yeah, I think anytime there's a clear identity and direction and you feel like, or at least it appears that you're executing on that, with people that that your coaches have been around and it's happening quickly in free agency, that feels like a encouraging and good sign to me.
Tim, the Arizona Cardinals got re-signed James Conner and Tyler Algier from the Falcons. And, they go at 3, Titans at 4. So they might not be drafting a running back there. With the Titans and these free agency moves, is that leaning towards maybe taking a Love because they didn't address certain parts of that? Or can you not read anything into free agency and what a team does?
No, I think you can read into free agency. I look, most of the time the good teams, the puzzle pieces make sense. It's when free agency and the draft don't align that it seems crazy. I mean, think about the Falcons. Falcons with Kirk Cousins, and then next thing you know, Penix. It's like, wait, and they got a lot of heat for it, and it didn't work out. And so, I do think that the moves Arizona has made would make you think that, running back would not be the direction. Re-signing James Conner is one thing. The Algier signing, because he's, a little bit younger and all of that to me felt like, okay, maybe you aren't going to be in the running back game. So I do think that it is a path to, getting a sense of, what a team might do in the draft. And, I think that when you look at, look at Pittsburgh, I don't think there was any question that they operated last year through the offseason. So through free agency and the draft, they operated as if Aaron Rodgers was going to be their quarterback, right? That's so
right.
And ultimately, that's what ended up happening. But I think it's because they knew that was what was going to happen.
Tim, is this Titans? I know it's hard to kind of quantify and look at it right now, but is this Titans team better right now than it was in 25? I know they haven't played a game, but talent-wise.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that. Look, you've added a proven wide receiver. Robinson's a proven player and was going to generate, plenty of interest. Bellinger, I think it's fair to say, is like you signed your starting tight end. Jermaine Johnson is, he's proven to be a really, really good pass rusher. John Franklin Myers has been a proven pro. Then, we just talked about, the length at corner. So, I think that it's more than fair to say on paper, it feels like the Titans have improved quickly in free agency. And I'll say, and maybe I shouldn't have been, but I think I was slightly surprised at how, quickly they were moving to sign the guys that they did.
Gosh, I've never heard that before. Yep, you're right. All right, we'll take a break. Tim Hassebeck is with us. We'll come back with more reaction to NFL free agency that's underway. We're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel in downtown Nashville, right here on 102.5 The Game.
Back here on Jason McJoe Show, 102.5 The Game. Great on here with Tim Hassebeck. Tim, just a little bit more on the Titans here. They're roughly around $44 million left in the cap. Yesterday, we were having the conversation. I think Joe brought up about Trey Hendrickson, and I kind of disagree with him on this. Like, if the Titans were to pursue an edge rusher like that, it would kind of put them in the Super Bowl-esque conversation. Like, to me, I think if you go grab a guy like Trey Hendrickson, that's saying to the rest of your roster and franchise, we're going for it. I don't think he'd be like the right fit for the Titans, but say if they did grab him, what would be your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Hendrickson is a great player, and the fact that he hasn't signed with anyone, I think, is a little bit surprising to me, because I would have thought after the Crosby trade that the edge rusher needy teams would have been quick to get something done. I mean, I could see the Colts being a team. I could see the Cowboys being a team. I think there are places that, would be in the mix for him. So now I do think that, Jermaine Johnson is, probably the reason that they won't be in the Hendrickson mix, but
Right.
I think he's going to end up somewhere making a team significantly better as long as, he doesn't have any injury situations, like he did this past year. Because if you just take out this past year, I know that's a big F, and you just look at like the previous 7 years, he basically has been as good as any pass rusher in the league over that stretch. And that's saying something when you're talking about guys like, Watt or, other guys that, were double-digit sack players. That's who Hendrickson has been.
Yeah, and to add on to that, kind of already mentioning the rough cap that the Titans currently have is around $44 million. Where else do you see the Titans kind of checking off the boxes when it comes to this roster construction before the draft?
Yeah, I think, like we said, I think receiver, can still be addressed, and there'll be, kind of another wave of receivers that I think, can be looked at. I do think, offensive line is going to be something that I'm guessing at maybe multiple points in the draft, get addressed. So that's what I would feel like in terms of the priorities. And then I would also say this. I do think that, while we've seen teams make big splashes or been quick, in free agency, and sometimes those things have worked out, other times, they haven't. Every year there's also the, I almost want to characterize it as, the Kyle Van Noy signing, where it's, it's late in free agency, maybe even into the summertime. You sign a veteran player. It does not make huge waves. But then when you look at a team season, you're like, that guy has been as vital and critical to the team's success as anybody. And I think that, that's going to be the case for the Titans. That's going to be the case for other teams as well, in terms of, signing a player late in the year that doesn't make the big splash, but does have the big impact.
Tim, as a former NFL quarterback, I yesterday when Tyler Lindenbaum signed with the Raiders, people like, I can't believe you're paying a center that much to a young quarterback team. Tim, how valuable is a good center to a young quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge because one of the biggest difference between the college game and the pro game, and we've talked about this, over the years, is just what gets put on the quarterback from a mental perspective once you get to the pros. So there basically are no mental plays off when you get to the NFL. And that's in the run game and the passing game. It's just, from a protection standpoint as well as a read and coverage standpoint. And so the more help that you can get from your center on those things, the better. Because sometimes you might get up there and get it wrong in the run game. But if you have a center that knows what they're doing, a lot of times they can help you, a little bit of communication back from the center to get into the right play. That's a big deal. And so I think between that and then beyond it is just the leadership and the communication that happens from that position to the group. for the quarterback is a big deal also. So I don't think it's an accident. I definitely think it's a plan. We were talking about, do free agent, moves, kind of give you a glimpse into, the draft plan. I think for Las Vegas, that's definitely the case.
It happened this weekend. Max Crosby going to the Ravens for 2 draft choices that the Raiders get back in return. I like the deal for both sides, Tim, and obviously it benefits the Raiders. They get that capital, but the Ravens get a guy who's just a relentless pass rusher. What were your thoughts on that deal going down?
Yeah, I think I like it as well because if you're Baltimore, it's more about right now than the future, which is why a proven 28-year-old pass rusher probably is better than a few first-round draft picks. What I would say is, I do think it gives you a glimpse into the feel like you have to win now, culture that you have in Baltimore. If you move on from a Super Bowl winning coach, you make that move. I don't think that anyone is going to be okay with, having Lamar Jackson and, the coach and not having success. And so I do think that, basically saying, look, we're not worried about future draft picks, not even in this year's draft, as much as we are about helping our team with a proven player. It just tells you, like, they know they need to win, because if they are not a playoff team, I think there'll be a lot of pressure early in Baltimore.
Oh, absolutely. Seattle not resigning Kenneth Walker. I know Zach Charbonnet's got the knee injury. Are they doing the same model, Tim, that the Patriots and Belichick keep a few core guys, let your other guys leave and go get monster contracts, and just have faith in your scouting and your GM that you can find guys to replace? It seems like they're doing the same model that the Patriots did, which worked great for the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, look at that position, for sure, that's what they're saying. And I think because the market of running backs, kind of, was what it was, I think they probably were like, and let me just back up a little bit too. Look, there were a lot of people that felt like Charbonnet just was the better back throughout the year. So when that's the case, I think they look at, the position and say, look, we don't need to chase a guy who, got on a hot streak late in the year. And so if people want to jump out there and sign him, then fine. Now, I've been a little bit surprised at how the rest of the market has looked. Breece Hall trade, Isaiah Pacheco signing today, it looks like. Travis Etienne, who I was not surprised there was a market for him, but it just feels like the running back activity has gone much faster than I was anticipating it going. Now, look, there are going to be other running backs, right? Like there's, Najee Harris is kind of in a unique situation. Joe Mixon, because of his foot, people may stay off him a little bit, but Raheem Mostert's been a good back. You guys remember Jeremy McNichols. I don't think that he's completely done. Miles Sanders, I think, can certainly be a guy that helps, a team's roster. So, there are going to be other backs that are still out there. People feel like you can draft running backs. Guys will end up getting cut in camp because there's a younger, less expensive option. And so I can't say that I'm shocked that Seattle wasn't quick to bring back Kenneth Walker. So, and then look, it makes sense for Kansas City. They've neglected the position for too long, and they needed to get better production.
Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% right. Tim, looking at just the rest of the NFL, especially out west, Mike Evans signing with the 49ers. Joe and I were talking a bit about this in the first hour about, local product Jawan Jennings. What does that do for his market? Does that increase his value or devalue him a little bit?
Well, a place that you would think loved him, I guess maybe not being sure that they would want to, also pay him on top of paying Mike Evans. So I think it would be hard to argue that it's helpful to Jennings. Look, we were talking about the Titans. I'd love to see the Titans in the Juwan Jennings mix. You talk about, a player with, a much bigger catch radius than the guy they just signed, guy that's been, productive playing inside and outside. I guess I think I would say I'm a little surprised that, he's not a first day of free agent signing because of how good that he's been. So I would anticipate that his market is still going to be very strong. And I would say if I was, kind of handicapping things going into free agency, I would have gotten, I would have got the timing of how it was going to go down for him incorrect.
And then sticking with the wide receivers, it looks like New England has their wide receiver one in Romeo Doubs. According to Jordan Schultz, he said Doubs is signing a 3-year, $60 million deal with the Patriots. Then there was an updated number at 4 years, $70 million. Does that, I guess, mean A.J. Brown's off the table for Mike Vrabel?
Probably so. I would say, especially if, the asking price from, which has kind of been reported a little bit, through Schefter, at least intimated. I think when you look at, some of the trades that have happened and, the price tag, look, it basically was sounding like it's at least 2 firsts, for Philadelphia to move on, from A.J. Brown. And look, we just saw it with Crosby, but I think when you're talking about 2 first-round draft picks, I do think that, you definitely have to have kind of things align correctly in terms of a team that really needs to just pay the price and know that they're paying the price and being aggressive for now rather than having an eye to the future. But, look, when you talk about A.J. Brown, I'll go back to, Jennings. Like, how about Jennings, potentially, in New England? Or like, I do think there are other guys. Another player that I think is a very good player that I think could be in the mix in Tennessee or elsewhere is Darnell Mooney, from Atlanta. I think that the quarterback playing in Atlanta is kind of, stunted some of his opportunities. He's just 28 years old. He's a player that I think that, I'm surprised there's not a better market for. So, look, there to me, I feel like there are some pretty good wide receivers still out there, and then by most accounts, pretty strong receiver class in terms of the draft. So, I think we're going to see a number of teams make some moves on the wide receiver position.
Tim, Tua landing in Atlanta. Do you like that move? And what does that say about their confidence of Michael Penix Jr.?
I mean, I don't like the move. I feel like, to me, it overstates their confidence in Penix because Tua really has not been great. When you just look at what the market might be for some of these other guys, like, look, what happens, Murray, Daniel Jones, you saw Geno Smith move. I think all of those guys I would prefer over Tua. The price tag on those other guys is not crazy. So I don't love it. I really don't. And, both guys have a bad injury history. I'm quite frankly really surprised that happened as quickly as it did. And I don't know that it's a good thing.
I like your opinion. Before we go, Tim, our question of the day is, have you been in a driverless car, and what was your experience like?
Yes, in Phoenix, I was in a Waymo, and I was generally fine with it. But then the next day, somebody told me that they were in Phoenix going to the Phoenix airport, and the Waymo was taking them to the airport, and then there was some type of glitch that it just kept circling the airport, and they weren't able to get out, and they missed their flight. So I don't know. My experience was good. This other person's not so much.
Yeah, that's our discussion. No,
Yeah.
it's about
Why, do
90%.
you have feelings about it, Joe? I feel like this is
I
something
no,
you
I
have
haven't.
strong feelings about.
I haven't been in it, but our text line is about 90% negative. Like you talk
Oh,
about,
really?
like
Why? Why is it
just the
negative?
experience. It gets stuck in traffic. It won't merge. Other cars honk at it. It slows down. It's just not. It's just different.
And Hollywood stops at a red light. Like, that's a problem, Tim.
Well, and I would tell you, see, what I like is I don't have to talk to anybody when I'm in something. Like I'm not one of those guys that like when in an Uber, like I select the thing like I'm not looking for a conversation. So like I'm good on like the driverless thing because I know I'm gonna have to talk to anybody. Now the uneasiness of like, what do you do? Would you call like customer support? Like, and if it's not stopping, like I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old. I got to figure that out.
Well, I'm with you. That was the thing that somebody said that one of them got a ticket. A cop walked up to the driverless car and rolled the window down, and they called tech support, and then the cop had to write a ticket to the company. It's just all weird.
What happens to the driving record?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. This is actually leading me to the thing. I don't know if you've seen this little video out there. It's ironically an AI created video, but it basically is like, are we really making progress? And it has all these kids talking about life in the 90s, right? Like,
Yeah.
And have you seen it?
I've not.
When we hang up, I'm going to send it to you. You can point your listeners to it. It's really amazing. It's really basically questioning all this technology that's supposed to be moving us forward. Like, is it really moving us forward? Are we really progressing? Driverless cars might fit in that mix.
I love it. All right. Appreciate it. Yes, send me that, Tim. As always, man, we appreciate you. We loved our time with you. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. See you, fellas.
Tim Hassebeck, ESPN, on board.
Yes.
Talking about the driverless. That's why we love Tim, man. That's good.
Man of the people.
Man of the people. So that's our question of the day. Have you been in a driverless car? What's your reaction as we sit here and look at an Uber driver across the table who does not like the driverless car, does not like Waymo? We want to hear your experience. 615-737-1225. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show with Dr. Crane live from the Omni Nashville Hotel. All right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe Show, live at the Omni National Hotel, downtown Nashville. SEC tournament about to roll in, starting tomorrow through Sunday. So Nashville is abuzz and ready to go. Our question of the day is, have you been in a driverless car? What was your reaction? What'd you think about it? There's a lot of I've had some weird experiences in the car.
Yep. That's what she said.
It's about 80-20 now that I've looked at it. So have you been in one?
No, the driverless cars, I don't intend on it either. No, thank you. I'm not going to experiment with it. I think it's the worst thing ever. It just enables society to say, hey, I don't want to drive. I'll just pay my way to go somewhere. Come on, let's be independent here, people. I think enabling yourself doesn't do anything good for humanity.
No, and what did Tim say? That guy, the driverless car
Had a glitch.
And I'm telling you right now, if I'm in that car, it's got a glitch, I'm turning into the Hulk. I'm launching that thing 100 miles, or I'm going to burn it down.
The thing is, when you try to open the car, it's going, I'm sorry, you cannot open the door. I'm sorry, you cannot open the door. I'm like, I'm going to break the window, and I'm not going to pay for it either.
I will rip the steering wheel. I will lose I'm telling you, I'll become Bruce Banner. You will not like me when I'm angry, and I will rip that car apart.
Could you imagine if the car you're riding in has a sunroof, and the only thing you're able to open is a sunroof, and you go up and you get stuck, it closes on you, you're like, I can't get out of here. Somebody help me.
Whoa,
that'd be crazy.
Oh, yeah. But you miss your flight.
Oh, that's $300 down the tube.
Because of a glitch in man.
Again, if there's a glitch in the system, Joe, that means I could probably go grab an RC car controller and hack it and then make sure your car turns into a human life RC car.
Andrew and Hermitage, Waymos are great. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to tip. Well, that's fine. I'm sure they put the tip into your bill. So
right.
But again, I just don't. I don't see that. Weston Clarksville, driverless floor cleaners at stores scare me just as much as driverless cars. All right, they're Aussie rolling. You guys are great. 615-737-1025. 2076. Also rode in a Waymo when I was in Phoenix last year. It follows all the traffic laws and lets you choose the music you like. Plus, you don't have to tip. Folks, the tip is in the bill, I got to think.
Yeah, there's a service fee.
There's got to be.
A tip.
Right. I mean, you're going to tip anyway. The driverless car, here's $5. Go out and hook up with another driverless car.
Once again, it is enabling people's mind to say, oh, I don't have to tip. Yeah, you are tipping. You just don't see it. What happened to 2 + 2 = 4 and not, hey, can you do 2 + 2 for me real quick? Can we do that ourselves?
What the hell does that mean?
Means you're being enabled. You're letting technology take your life away.
Okay.
What happened to just getting a taxi? You don't have to talk to them. Put your earbuds in, play your own music. Is that a problem?
1382. I've never been on a driverless car, but if I did, I'll know it may not have a traffic ticket or a DUI.
I don't know about the traffic ticket.
7288. What happens if you lose Wi-Fi in the car? Can it drive?
Again.
7288. We love you. That's a good one, man.
I don't know if it runs off satellite, but that might be another option.
Yeah, what if there's like a sun glare? We're doing the worst case situations here, but I don't know. I'll hire Clay, Crazy Clay to take me.
And what if
can run people in the bushes?
What if the people on their phones have personal hotspots? They turn it on and it glitches the system. Who would ever thought of that?
Well, the reason we saw one, we've seen several drive by downtown Nashville.
Yep.
It's just very, very odd to see a car driving and nobody driving it.
I would love to do a test run on this. I'd love to see at least 6 or 7, maybe 8 little Waymo cars on 440. See how they manage those potholes. Do they know they're coming? Nope.
What happens when drivers yell at you? I mean, it doesn't matter, but cut them off.
Blame him. And they pointed an empty seat.
You know what would be great if the Waymo, and I would go to Waymo if it did this. If they designed, if you cut Waymo off and pull up next to you and on the top of the ceiling of the car, a giant middle finger comes out.
I was just thinking like a holographic middle finger.
And just points it at you, and that's what it is. All right, we'll take another break. We'll continue with your responses, the very latest on the NFL draft. I guess Geno Smith is going to the Jets.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
You can go home again.
You can. And again, Tom Brady gets richer and richer. Just offload him.
Yeah, right.
Because he was with Las Vegas.
We had to get rid of Max Crosby's contract.
Yeah. I mean, they collected 2 first-round picks from that. Everybody, yesterday we kind of overreacted about the Tyler Lindenbaum move. But again, think about it. You're getting 2 first-rounders in return because you offloaded Max Crosby.
Right. How is he still allowed to call football games? Like everywhere I'm
Tom
seeing
Brady?
today, it's Tom Brady's Raiders. Tom Brady's Raiders. Tom Brady's Raiders.
Well, he can't join production meetings. I think that's what the big thing is.
Boo-hoo.
But also, I'm thinking after his contract with Fox, there's definitely going to be some.
He's got 5 more years at
That's what.
I didn't even click that.
So it was just a computer.
Oh,
That's why. That's what it was. This one has to do. So that's the understanding.
I was gonna say, because I was literally listening to the screen like less than an hour ago. It was fine.
Yeah, that's one reason why.
I was like, did I just do something? Throw something and didn't know it?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
It's the street.
one quick favor. So I did not notice that there was a server read at 2 p.m. So I put one in at 3 p.m. to make sure this plays.
What play? What?
I did not know that there was a server read for game center update at 2 p.m. So I put one in at 3 p.m. So just make sure not to like exit out. Like if they go overtime.
Oh, it's like your.
Yeah, it's just a game center update. I didn't know there was a server read at 2 p.m. I haven't gotten it in there. So I just want to make sure if he gets in at 3.
Okay, so yours. Okay.
Yes. So I know sometimes we have to.
Oh, going into DVD.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah. Okay.
At first, I was so confused. I was like,
No, you're good. I said it.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. Don't worry, I won't delete it. That actually helps us get everything all together.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, brother. No problem, bro.
MCD also has the tightest theme music because the call in sports music and culture all in one place. Wednesday night at 8. I'll see you there. One thing, the kitchen closes at 9 o'clock. So get there early, be there, or be square.
That's funny.
If you ever miss any of our shows, we don't hold it against you as long as you subscribe to our podcasts. Available on all major podcast platforms. Jason and Joe, your sports live here on 1025 The Game and the Game Nashville Sports Network.
All right, welcome back to the Jason and Joe Show here on 1025 The Game Live at the Omni National Hotel in downtown Nashville. Kevin says we have on the next line 204 says we have no clue about quarterback.
Oh, that's.
Kevin's back in. Who are we missing out on quarterbacks? Somebody that's really great we missed, somebody terrible.
That's very nice of Kevin to say that.
I disagree with Bryce Young.
Well, I said it was to be determined.
I don't think so. I think he proved in his third year that he's been the quarterback.
See, you got a run game, we'll see.
Got 2 playoffs.
I know, but you gotta remember the run game, man. People down. You can't put all of it on Bryce.
What does he do?
He went to the Steelers. Signed with Pittsburgh last night.
Brand new coming to the club. The running back. Plug him in there. Our question today is driverless cars. If you've been in a driverless car, what's your reaction? Let's see here. I can't scroll down. B-Man says, I've been in a driverless car my whole life. Just me and my wife, Junior Foster. All right. Pastor Clarksville says, there's a good one. What the weight though is a flat.
I would cancel my ride, first off. I would then call my insurance company. Say, hey, I know this is a driver's car. It's not my fault. They said, how do you drive in a car? But to the Google Earth Center, now all these new cars have sensors and they're like blue ones. find a geolocation of where that car is, and it'll probably see the nearest AAA about fix it, and then it'll probably tell us. I want a Waymo, like, filming cars, keep me up. I'm not sitting there waiting for the AAA. Oh, it was awesome. Come change the tire.
Well, either you're going to change the tire for Waymo and not get paid for it.
I'm not doing it.
Okay,
I'm not changing my own tire. Yeah, I got roadside assistance. Like $8 a month. Guys who do much better faster.
just get your crank and just put it on the car, and you just.
I am not changing my tire. I don't have to. I pay the service. Those guys love to change tires. They love, God bless those guys love to show up, change your tire. I pay for your tire.
I'm indifferent. I think
That's
it's
fine.
I don't want to feel enabled. That's my number one thing in life. If you are enabling yourself, you're not doing yourself justice. You're having someone else do your job for you. Again, it's a flat tire.
Yeah.
If it's your flat tire, fix it. If it's not your flat tire, don't worry
I'm
about
not taking back there and getting the jack and spare and the we call that, where it rotates the wrench. that rotate. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing that.
it. Now, some bolts tend to be a little more, frustrating when trying to loosen them up. That's what you see on top of your car. You take 2 feet, you step on it, and then it turns.
How fast you know your job, you should be working NASCAR paper. You can do that job.
Not a bad idea.
Strong, smart.
We'll see if Chase is.
He's a good NASCAR right so but again, so the Waymo gets a flat tire. We don't know what to do.
I mean, if you average my 40-yard dash in football and mix it with, like, I don't know, the medicine ball throws, I think that would give a good idea of like, how fast I can change the tire.
I named it back to one of our quarterbacks. It's like Big Joe.
Kevin, all right, Kevin, what would you like to talk about today?
You learn on this show. We don't know a whole lot what we're talking about here. So
All right. Well, let me put you on hold. We'll see what we can do about getting on.
Get changes, not that you don't want to. 5774 says most newer cars don't come with a spare anymore. Usually air compressor.
Yeah.
5774.
Yeah, you just basically tire yourself.
9777 says being a man and not changing your own tires insane.
I'm with you.
Look, I can change it. I just don't want to. I'm roadside assistance comes free with my insurance.
Hey, you won't.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Hey,
Hey, I just wanted to let you know I have experience with a driverless car. I was out in Tempe, and it was great things about it. You don't have to talk, you don't have to tip.
Kevin,
and it's
Kevin.
yeah.
Kevin, the tip is built into your service fee. You're still tipping.
Oh, really? I didn't know that when we did it. Huh. Yeah, it just gave us a price and didn't even pay any attention.
You're not. Yeah, go ahead.
But didn't have to talk to anybody, it was great, but the weirdest thing about it was seeing the other cars driving down the road, because they have numerous out there without a driver and people in the back seat, front seat. You can see them riding. It's so weird to look at. It felt weirder than even getting in the car yourself without the driver. That picked stuff right at the hotel, dropped stuff right at the restaurant. It's easy peasy. We only did it one time though.
Hey, when it dropped you off, did you tap on the hood like, hey, that's what?
Thanks, guys. I just wanted to tell you my experience, man.
All right, Kevin, appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for calling in, man. We really like that. Our good friend Laura, the beautiful Laura, says, I will sit there 2 hours before I have time to change the tire, especially when I got you, Laura. I'm with you.
For the record, that Kevin that called in, I don't know what's the same one, the text line. Text line Kevin's a little more, I say, aggressive with his comments.
Good. Text line, look, I'm not offended by anything. No, I mean, he asked me the question, when I go to a restaurant, do I go in the kitchen and food? Joe's seen that actually before when he left Friday night. So, to answer your question, Kevin, yes, I do go in the kitchen.
So you're an able artist.
It doesn't, but to answer his question in his terms, yeah, I do.
I have, I think like Joe Rex from the text line. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What incarnation?
7268 says, I saw the list of the Jason and Joe show for debates between Joe and Dr. Crane. Well, we got non-stop too. We usually have a lot of arguments going on. So Tim in Nashville says, Tim, thank you for texting in. So being antisocial is the main reason for driverless cars?
Text of the day. That is text of the day right there. He's right.
What, the Uber guy say, hey, you having a good day? Does that bother you?
No, it doesn't. That's why I'm on the camp with Tim. I'm saying that you should be able to say, hey, how's your day? How you doing? Don't just hop in a car and not talk to anybody. That's the problem with today's day and age. Everybody loves to be antisocial. Everybody's me. How about say, hey, how you doing? Clay stopped by. They say, hey, Clay, how you doing? I'm not. I'm just saying, though, he's a generous man, Josh. You know, talk every once in a while. There are people out there that are nice. Nobody takes time out of the day to say hi to somebody on the street.
I would. When I was driving, I'd be like, hey, you having a good day? Where you going? That's it. And then, I did not know, and Tim Hassebeck let us know this, that there's a function on Uber that says, I don't drive Uber, but it says, don't talk to me.
That's fine. But look, again,
I did not know there was that function.
Again, when you definitely can attest this, when you grow up and you sit in taxis or you sit in Ubers, and they're those chatty Cathy drivers that don't ever shut up. Guess what? That makes a good memory for all your friend groups.
I like it.
Again, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It makes good talk conversation amongst your friends. So the people that love the driverless cars where they can go and put their earbuds in and pick whatever, right, good for you. If that's the way you want to live, go ahead. But you're missing out on life.
I just think it's odd to get to a car with an Uber driver and they don't talk to you. I'm like, it's plotting my death. I don't want to be anywhere near. Something's going on, man. What's happening here? I want to talk. See what's going on. I'm like, hey, you having a good day? Hey, what's your great here? Okay, cool. That's fine.
Speaking of wanting to talk, if you don't mind me proposing a question, what do you guys feel like the cause of that is? Because I feel like a lot of people are probably going to instantly blame technology and social media for making people not want to actually interact more. There might be some truth to that, but I'm interested to see what you guys think, because that is something that seems like has become more prevalent.
That's a good point. My generation, we're 50-50 antisocial, and then like we talk to people. I just think people, I don't know. There are moods when I don't want to talk to anybody, but that's the reason I talk to people.
I'm right there with you. I kind of fall into my own problems with this as well. Social media, everybody gets caught up in it, but I think that's the number one problem. Is everybody gets caught up in social media. It desensitizes you from the regular day of life, and that's the big issue with today's day. I think people should just put the phone down, go outside. Like right now, it's springtime. The weather's fantastic. How about you go find a nice radio station to listen to? If that's your thing, we're going to go listen to some of your selected music on a playlist. Go ahead, enjoy outside. Get some of that vitamin D.
Real quick for the red Jeremy Clark, so I think we should go the opposite direction. Instead of driverless cars, let's switch to all manual, no automatic transmissions. People would pay more attention and not text if they had to. You know what I'm saying?
I don't, but
okay. Clay, you know drive a stick shift? You don't. Okay.
I know that there's a clutch, there's a gas pedal. You got to ease off the clutch. Yeah.
My brother taught me how to drive stick shift on the exit ramp on Smith's Lane. Really? 4x4 truck. He said, you'll figure it out. I'm about to hit the car behind you. He said, you hit that car, not only will I whip your ass, you're going to pay for that car too. How did Joe learn how to drive stick shift? By my brother. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. This is fun.
Yes.
615-737-1025. Jason Big Joe Show live to Omni National Hotel 1025.
More sports live here on 1025 The Game and the Game Nashville Sportsnet app.
All right, we have been talking about the Jack Links 500 weekend, Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th, down in Talladega, Alabama. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Buy your tickets to the whole weekend and have the Talladega Garage Experience as well. The most immersive garage experience in NASCAR. You can see it all. Again, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. I'm 877. David. Hey guys, Big Joe here. Let me tell you what, pet owners all over the South are making the trip to Lebanon to see Dr. Jackie Haley and the very wonderful staff of Haley Veterinary Practice. Dr. Haley is a wonderful local vet. He's also an exotic vet. What? That's right, an exotic vet. No more people live on the prairie. Your exotic vets are moving from looking to stay among the prairie of all animals. What about Dr. Vet? Dr. Haley specializes care will put your mind at ease. Check them out, HaleyVet.com. That's HaleyVet.com.
Wow, your pond and those fountains look amazing.
They really do.
The water is so clear.
I've got to give all the credit to aquatic weed wizards. They didn't just control the weeds. They cleared out the algae and got rid of that skunk.
Were the kids still able to fish?
Never stop. Everything they use is safe for you to swim. They even installed fountains. Aquatic weed wizards, keeping your ponds and fountains clear, your fountains flowing, and your boat docks free of unwanted weeds. Visit aquaticweedwizards.com today. Need the perfect bottle for your next celebration? Caps Wine and Spirits has you covered. Whether it's wine, craft beer, or premium spirits, at Caps, you'll find everyday favorites to rare finds. Join Caps for Wind Down Wednesdays with tastings and rotating Distillery Fridays to discover your next favorite bottle. Visit Caps at 127 Franklin Road in Brentwood, your premier destination for wine, spirits, and craft beer in Middle Tennessee. Caps, for the adventurous in spirit. If your fleet isn't wrecked, you're missing money. Plain and simple. At Magnitude, they turn your trucks, vans, and trailers into high-impact rolling billboards that get seen thousands of times a day. Real impressions, real leads, real return. Mention this ad and get your initial concept for free when you book your wrap. You're already on the road. It's time to own it. Visit MagnitudeWraps.com. That's MagnitudeWraps.com.
Randall Basketball is bringing the energy this season, and Monty Law is proud to stand with a large role. Every possession, every shot, it takes heart, hustle, and preparation. Just like in the courtroom, success takes grit. Monty Law, justice for all. Anchor now.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Get Your X card, you earn unlimited double miles on every flight. Plus, you get premium benefits at a selection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Get Your X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with a Capital One Get Your X card once you go home.
Terms apply. Contracts is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details. Spring and dawning. DVD is here. This afternoon at 3. Your sports live here on 102.5 The Game and the B Nashville Sports Network.
All right, welcome back to the Jason and Joe Show 102.5 The Game. 2161 says, NFL free agency, we're spending hours talking about driverless cars. Not hours, just 2 hours, 2161. We got you up to date. There's nothing happening, nothing news going on. We got you covered.
2 hours and 36 minutes. Exactly.
We got you covered. Titans signed anybody today. Geno Smith's going back to the Jets.
That's it. Check his head to the line.
Yeah, we got you covered, brother. Dawson Knox re-signed with the Bills.
3-year deal.
We got that's it. Everything happened, so we got you today. A real show called DVDs on 3 to 6. They'll have all the stuff you need this afternoon with the All-Pro, should be Hall of Famer, Derek Mason. They got you covered for that.
By the way, shout out to the guy, Chris. Excellent. He's doing exactly what I was talking about just a second ago. Being outside, yes, we just one of those live.
Good boy.
The man.
We should do a whole like what we ended up driving a stick shift.
And look, to clarify, yes, I would love to learn how to drive a stick shift properly.
Sure.
I've driven it once, and I was messing.
Joe Dallas has never thought the anti-enabler Dr. Crane couldn't drive a stick, man.
Tell me about it.
Oh my gosh. Craig, I've heard people would really be riding a driverless car. They've also been looking at me people. Also want to drive a stick shift. You can text, drive while shifting. Not that difficult. I mean, I know people that smoke cigarettes are able to do that too as well. So, Travis told my 15-year-old girl just learned how to drive a manual truck before she could get a car. Dad, Travis, Dad of the Year. Dad of the Year for that. Thank you for that. So Chris is listening to him.
How do you report?
I think Captain says, you guys are great shows. I'm telling you, our text line, every show takes like good. You guys are noon to 3. Undefeated. Are they gonna like wrong? You know what else?
Yeah, I've heard stories from you and Chase both. Yeah.
It takes 6 to 8.
See, I want that. I mean, I do one time.
You go to Mardi Gras one time.
So instead of 90 days from 93, I'll be 90 days from 92.
I've been to 3 Mardi Gras, and they're all absolutely amazing. Also with the 9 spring breaks. Top that. Right? So it's 9, no, 8 spring breaks. Top that.
Yeah, every spring break I was either at a sports event or, yeah.
That's why you out here and not stressed out. And I 57.
Well, I took the sports approach.
Good. Smart. Well, spring break's happening now. I'm telling you, my son did 1% of the stuff I did on spring break. He's a good boy. How you doing?
Well, man, how about yourself?
Can't complain, can't complain.
What do we got on deck?
Jason Big Joe, and then
What I learned today,
That's what I'm trading.
people are cheap. Yes, I sold a 1995
Oh,
Nissan Pathfinder.
Okay, not gonna lie, I can't really trade until right with the show.
That's their name.
Nope. So I apologize.
No worries to me.
It's not shit on the roof. I've been telling you, they wrote Shiloh. I think Shiloh. I think you're right. Oh, you see.
is it near there? With Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt's only movie.
You don't think Moneyball is up there?
Yeah, terrible.
That's the
Notorious
worst.
Bastards. Terrible.
That's a hot take.
Good movie if you would have been in.
Have you seen the new F1 movie now?
I heard it's good. I haven't seen it. I'll watch it. I heard it's good.
Yeah.
But Brad Pitt's good.
What about,
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was good, but I don't. There was a cast of people who went him. I know he won Academy Award for it, but Fury is a damn good underrated thing with World War II. By the way, like any movie where you're beating the crap out of Nazis,
I take it back. There's another movie, Big Short, about the stock market crash.
yeah, he was surrounded by Steve Carell was better, Christian Bale was better. He can't carry it. Fuck, he's an overrated actor.
Now, is he? The zombie apocalypse?
I'll watch that 1,000 times.
I will fight you up when you go.
Look at this whole
Behind the scenes, you're on screen.
okay, why don't you try
Yeah, anybody that wants to offer those lessons, I can go after you. So.
Oh, 3-1, learn how to drive a stick shift in an old Chevy truck with 3 on the tree. Hey, man. 3041 says, I try to listen to y'all every day. Joe's the best. Encouragement on Facebook. Thank you for that. There's a reason we do all that. 3041. Thank you for that. I think it's great for that. 6802. All right, one of the dumbest things you've ever heard. What's the dumbest thing? I need context. 6802. I see a lot of dumb things every day. Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt 7, so damn good. It wasn't him, it was Kevin Spacey. That was that big.
Sorry.
No, you got the doors unlocked. So.
Oh, really?
No.
Fight Club 4309. It wasn't a film.
Can you put Jim on here?
Fight Club, okay. Fight Club.
Yeah.
Scott is 11. He was a cat. Other people made it right. I'm like, you're not even remember. We had Brad Pitt on the show. I said, Brad Pitt was actor. Not here anymore.
Oh no. You don't need to worry about it.
Oh, I thought you were
You don't need to worry about hearing it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sure. You had on.
It's my job.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Here's this. I'm saying he's in a better category. No, he's in a better category than Brad. You always want to assume negative.
I know. You're an anti-name. Excellent. Everybody. 4521 Brad Pitt's best movie 7. I get it, but it wasn't. You didn't carry all that. 3217 Mr. and Miss Smith. Absolutely not. That movie was terrible. Absolutely not. I'll keep you Fury, and I'll give you a little bit of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. See that? And DiCaprio's got stuff in Hollywood. Quick Tarantino, who I love. All right, we'll take a break. Get back. RG Sports, Dr. Crane through the break. Up next, Dr. Crane. What's up next?
It's our favorite, everybody's America's favorite game. It's what days it's Sunday birthdays. Check it out. Yeah, we'll do that next right here on Orange 5 Game.
If Vinny Alvadejo is a starter next year, you're in trouble. And I'm not saying that
Of course.
because there's no goal against getting better, right? The guy played true edge rusher for half of the season his last year at UCLA, right? And then was kind of thrown into the fire early, got hurt, coaching staff changes, I get all that. So there's no goal against getting better. I think it would be more of a disservice to him than, vice versa, because he's not ready for that.
With Jake Lyman, weekday mornings at 9. Your sports live here on 102.5.
Imagine yourself with a new Toyota, like the future-size Toyota Highland or the bigger 4-power Red Hybrid. With your choice of creative powertrain.
How you doing, George?
Doing well, man. How about yourself?
Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm out here getting ready to do a show.
Here we go. What show?
It's DVD. It's our midday show. We're about one of our hosts because he's sick. So there's going to be one guy here and one guy over Zoom. So it's going to be a fun old show.
What are it called? Breads?
We're talking Titans, breads, Vandy, all that stuff. Will is the fresh left operator.
Yeah. Willie.
Well, Willie Donnie. We'll have Barry on 5. So really good show. Who's out? Adam.
Feeling better?
His wife wasn't feeling good yesterday, and he caught what his wife was going through today.
Hey guys, Big Joe here. Proud member of the Beehive Club at Busy Bee. You should be one as well. Listen, March is off and rolling. Check out this thing.
I'm just like, I don't know how I'm supposed to avoid this.
Yeah,
It's like a small apartment. I'm like, I can't really go anywhere. I'm like, I'm just destined.
Yeah. You're just like, you just stay way over there.
But it's, yeah.
It's
just like signing up for this, I guess.
Tacos, bowls, and fresh house-made sauces you can't resist. It's been beloved since 2000. Planning a party or work event, try Baja's Fiesta Taco Bar Catering. Grilled chicken and steak, rice, beans, tortillas, toppings, chips, and more with delivery. Set up a full service to make your event unforgettable. Call 383 Baja. Book your Fiesta today. Baja Burrito, a slice of Baja, California.
Looking for a career that makes a difference in one of the fastest growing cities in America, the Metro Nashville Police Department is hiring new recruits and rifle officers right now. Starting pay begins at $65,097 and up to $74,464 for lateral officers. With higher pay for college degrees, you receive top-tier training, excellent health benefits.
Sorry, I'm not really able to actually train you on how to set it.
I'm doing it with you today, tomorrow, Thursday.
Okay, perfect.
So we're gonna get plenty of.
You'll get all the lessons.
Yeah, you'll get all the lessons and all the learning. It's not too bad once you get more time to do it. I got asked yesterday after the show to do this one, so they didn't
Yeah. For sure. Watching the others hit Stanford's ACC tournament games.
Good morning, Big Joe. How you doing?
Hit just in a 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, did pretty well. Yeah, did pretty well last time.
Where did we just record the show we watched here? Or in this building?
What was it?
Show we were just watching.
Oh, they're in a different building. So they're on. So they usually.
Aren't you in an Olympic sport? So no, you're not. You're I'm uncoordinated. I'm fat, and I don't have
Some hotels in Nashville, they got Omni, they're at the Omni right now. That's what they usually do, because they're sponsored by it. So they have to go to check it out. But after, it's kind of cool though. Oh, it is. It's on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All our midday shows and evening shows will be going out to different events in Nashville. Okay. We're like 3 different locations for the next 3 days after today. Because of the SG tournament. Yeah. Starts tomorrow, right? Yes.
Welcome back to the final segment of Chasing Big Joe Show. Right here on the National. So, Dr. Craig, let's give some things away.
Indeed, you know, place tomorrow night, Joe. That's Nashville SC. They take on Inter Miami and Lionel Messi. And big old boy, yeah.
Still one of the top 3 stars in the world.
No, we're going to give away some tickets, Joe. Give us a number.
3.
Caller number 3. If you are caller number 3,
No,
tickets to see Nashville SC take on Inter Miami and Lionel Messi tomorrow night. Caller number 3.
All right, so this is not an MLS game.
CONCACAF champions.
Now, do they play each other in the MLS?
They do. They're in the same conference.
Okay. Which is more important, MLS game or this game more?
Anytime you play on it. But I know you want to answer. I would say this.
Okay. Is it best 2 out of 3?
It's 2 legs. First leg, second leg. They play 2 games. One at home, one away. Whoever has 4 goals on both the games combined.
Click this again.
Yeah.
So, they want that.
Sorry, you're caller number 1.
If they lose.
Sorry, you're caller number 2.
6-0.
Caller number 3, we have a winner.
See how good I'm getting.
All right, can you give me your first and last name?
Okay, is my trigonometry teacher, Mr.
Christopher,
he's not impressed by this.
Yes, you are almost right. I'm not sure.
Can you give me a phone number that works for you?
Oh, when I failed one class in college, I'm not probably should work on computer college. We've got word problems. I told you I had enrolled in statistics class in college at Stanford, and I legitimately thought we read the box score. Like Dale Murphy was 3 for 5, he's now back to 387, and it was not that. So, middle of the class,
Date of birth.
he said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I ain't staying." And I left that dropped the class. The old ad dropped it back. And he had to go explain why he dropped the class. He said, "I don't do that." Well, if you try to find yourself, I'm like, "No."
All right, I'm just going to repeat all this just so I know I have this
That's
right.
not mine.
Christopher Guider for the name.
I had college
Number 615-330-9173.
Let's see here. First, let's get
Email naguider@gmail.com. And then date of birth 7/17/1978.
International Backpipe
And
Game.
zip code 3722.
International Line.
All right, Christopher, congratulations on the $1,000
I
campus.
do. You? I did.
What?
Yes, sir, appreciate you.
We're a winner. We're a winner. We're a winner.
Oh,
Today is my cousin's birthday, Mario. Mario Day.
That's literally what I do every time. Because then it's just like, I'm not.
National Branch Day. Pack your lunch day.
After a while, it's just like, I see some people just like,
Oh yeah. Pay for money day.
yeah, we don't have anything. Oh yeah,
National Women.
I'm not doing that. I'm not.
all right, Brando, you ready to go?
Oh, ready to rock and roll.
All right, Brando, you first. How was Bobby Petrino today?
Bobby Petrino. Let's go 74.
63.
65. That's great on the board. That's great. How was former U.S. Olympic gymnast Mitch Gaylord?
28. 53.
65. Brando, Pam Oliver.
54.
58.
54. 65.
Oh.
Dr. Craig, Hall of Famer Rod Woodson.
Oh. Rod is 60.
59.
61 exactly.
Oh.
Dr. Brando, Matt Kinson, NASCAR driver.
Oh, Matt Kenson. 43.
41.
54. Dr. Craig, Tuco Rask, NHL goalie.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, 42.
39. 41.
Shit, you know, it's 39. Brenda's, I think you're up 5-0.
Oh.
Justin Herbert.
Oh.
Let's go, Brando. You're up first.
27.
28. 28. Brenda's on the board. It's 5-1 up three. Up three. How is active Sharon Stone?
57.
Yeah. Brando, Jasmine Guy. How old is she?
I honestly don't know who she is. 42.
You should have called the different world. Lisa Bonet.
42. I'll stick with my answer.
51. 64. That's great. Edie Burkell.
Who?
60. 71.
Exactly. That's great. 71. Brando, John Hamm, the actor.
Ooh, big Lord.
54.
55 exactly.
Oh!
9-1. That's great. Robin Thicke. Hey, hey, hey.
Yo, whatever that is.
49.
I'm alone in the studio today, huh? I'm alone on the four-corner of the room staring at candles. And now I can't sleep. I toss and turn. This is the being.
Dr. Crane's cheating.
Actress Shannon Creed, Dr. Crane, she's married to Chief
78.
You're 12. Now find the all-time record. Okay, we're not done here.
Whew. All right, turn that up.
79.
63. Brando, how old is?
Has nobody been in the studio today? Other than Rex and Robbie? Robbie and Rex are the only people that have been in the studio today?
I guess so. Well, no, Jake.
Jake was here?
Yeah. That's the one I
It's like a ghost town.
know.
Oh, snap.
So it'd be you and
Willie.
Willie and Chase would come in then.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have one more, Dr. Crane. How
So
old
bad
is,
it feels bad. Oh, I'm glad he didn't come in because I would definitely didn't want to get sick.
I know, same.
Like, stay home. You
I
want
really
to
was
do
just
home.
like, he could have just done it from home. If
Yeah,
he really was.
exactly.
Like, he doesn't need to come in.
You don't need to come in unless he's just like.
Like, if you're sick and you can't.
Yeah.
If you're like throwing up, like, just, you don't have to be on the show. But like,
Exactly. Oh, well, we got a lot to talk about.
oh, yeah, exactly.
Delonte Taylor call.
We got Trevor and we got Barry. So we got a good show today.
They got a new remote.
Yes.
Or is this the remote?
I think it's this one.
No, it's
What's that one?